What up, fam? Blessings. How are we today? Welcome to this session, this quantum transcendence experience. Today, we're going to go on a journey of digging deep into our mind, deep into our soul. We're going to go on a journey of transcendence. We're going to go through the full initiation here for you live now. So I'm very humbled, very happy to be here. Please, if you're jumping in the chat, jump in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Good to see a couple of the fam. We've got Zoom up here. We've got YouTube here. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Where you're from. Would love to see if you're catching that replay. Love to see you on the replay. Love to hang out and go through this experience with you. Please know that as you go through this experience, the more you play full out, the more you interact. I'll talk with you a lot. The more we go through this, the better the experience is going to be. So by the time we get into our transcendence meditation and we do that together, it's going to be a great experience. So what are you going to go through just quickly inside this next little period together through this initiation? We'll go through and unlock transcendence. What is the quantum transcendence? Why is it important? How you can do it. We'll go through the mantras. We'll look at which mantra is aligned to you. We can talk about the resonance. We can talk about the science behind it. Then we'll look at, cool, what's the process? What is the process of transcendence? What is the process that we go through with this quantum meditation model for you to be able to access transcendence? How often should you do it? How long should you do it for? What are the tips and tricks to make this experience best for you? So very humbled, very happy to be able to bring this to you in life, to be able to use this in your life, to be able to create the best life that you can be. What's up from Canada? We've got the US in here, Canada. How are we, fam? How are we? People from Australia, New Zealand, people from all around the world. Welcome, blessings. Great to have you here. So then we'll go through, after we go through the how do you transcend? What is the process? How do you use your mantra? How do you say your mantra? After we go through that, we'll then go through a deep session together. This will be your first session for some. For some, you've already done it before. Welcome back. We'll go through this session together where you can actually transcend. You can utilize and use your mantra for the first time. I will say this will be a beautiful introduction. This will be a beautiful initiation into this. If you do want to go deeper into this, if you do want to go deeper into the science, into the manifestation and how this links for you to be able to integrate into the person that you want to be in the world, there'll be a link in the description. That link is for our quantum manifestation event. Feel free, just link in that. You can have that. Just jump on in, click on through, check that out. We'll go through then a few days of just digging deeper into this stuff. So, blessings, blessings. Let's get stuck into this. Let's go. Are we ready? Give me some yeses in the chat. Let's do it. So firstly, why do we want to do transcendence? So when we look at meditation, we could be doing yoga nidras, we could do mindfulness, transcendence, you've got breath work. Why is it that we want to utilize transcendence, and why is transcendence so important? Now, with transcendence, the idea of using mantras, transcending thought, is to go beyond thought, and especially the quantum component of this, is to become the observer of thought, become the observer. So separate from thought, that we are not thought, we are experiencing thought. And as we get to this point where we can understand we're experiencing thought, we can start to relax the mind. We can start to relax the body. This is where we can really start to heal, really start to open up the programs, open up and reprogram a lot of that we've been through in life, a lot of that we've held on to, so we can start to create the life we want. So when we look at transcendence, transcendence is this key component where as we go beyond thought, as we can relax the mind, as we can relax the body, we can release a lot of stresses, we can release a lot of anxieties, we can release a lot of the limitations that cause our current physical vessel, thought processes, belief processes, value processes, our actual body itself, to be able to perform at its best. And by performing at its best, we can really do well in life, whether that's becoming more spiritual, achieving more money, creating a business, whether it's having a better relationship with your partner, or just being a better parent for your kids, or just being a better human being, kinder, calmer. Transcendence brings it all, along with sleep. Sleep is massively important, but along with sleep, transcendence is one of our highest tickets to be able to access these states, especially for mental clarity. So what we're doing with transcendence and what we're doing here is we're using mantra, which is an effortless word. It's a vibrational frequency. It's a resonance. It's a special word. It's a word that when we go through them, it's one that aligns with you. And this word is designed to starve thought. This word is designed to quieten the default mode in your mind, So the thinking brain, which is what do I need to do tomorrow? What do I need to do tonight? Oh, I've got a list. I've got to cook dinner. I've got bills. That default mode in your mind that just fires off all day, every day, we can quieten that. And when we quieten that, when we starve that from thought, we can actually start to go beyond that thought. We can start to hit places and states of pure presence, pure awareness. And in these states, we access amazing healing. Couple this with what we do here with brain heart coherence, you can really start to heal the mind and body. The benefits behind this are staggering with how many benefits that you can have in your life just from going through this process. So big love, looking forward to going through this. So what we're doing, right? So we're going on a journey, right? We get a mantra, we use this mantra, and by using this mantra, we can quieten the default mode network. By quietening that, we can transcend beyond it. And a way to think about this is you think about as we're on Earth and as we're walking around, let's say we're in a major city. I'm not sure what city you're in, type city in the chat or type your city in the chat. You're in a major city. And when you're in that major city, you've got cars going by, you've got people going by, you've got noise, you've got traffic, you've got horns beeping, you've got probably music playing. It's just a chaotic environment. It's a noisy environment. This is like our mind. As we're going through life, we're thinking about what we have to do. We've got the kids jumping around. We've got the partner being like, where are you at? What are you doing? You've got then, I've got deadlines at work, and then maybe you're starting a business as well. You've just got this crazy chaos going in the mind. This is like being on the surface of this city. Now, as we meditate, and they say mindfulness, when we start to relax, a lot of breath work can also take you further as well, but a lot of breath work. But when we start to relax this mind, we relax this body, we start to float above the surface of life, the surface of Earth. And as we're floating above and we're starting getting to size, it quietens. We're in the sky and it quietens. The attachment to that surface level becomes distant. So we're not as pulled, we're not as drawn to that energy. This is meditation. Meditation brings us above so we can observe and we can start to just see what's happening from that observer. Now, in this space, it becomes quiet, becomes relaxing. We can have beautiful experiences. Look, what transcendence does, transcendence goes one step further. It then pops outside of our ozone, it pops into space. And when it pops into space, this noise, the traffic, all of it disappears. It becomes silent. It becomes still. There's no energy pulling us in and out. This is what this mantra does. So as you're saying the mantra, it takes you into this meditative state. You relax the body, and from relaxing the body, and then pops you into this state of space, of presence, of expansion. When we're there, this is where that earthy feeling, this is where that city chaos, we then separate from that so we don't get pulled into that. So what we're doing is as we're going on this journey, we're sitting there, we're saying our mantra. I say it's oh no, oh no, oh no, we're saying our mantra. We start to transcend it. And then when we hit that pop where we go into space, where we pop into space, we separate from our current experience. So if you think about this, we're still there, so we can still see it, but we're not there. We're separate from it. So you might have a car go past, you might have, someone make a noise, you might hear it ting. That can still pull us back down from space into that meditative state, into just floating in the sky. How we know this is as we're meditating, we're going through our process. If you feel like an energetic pull, if you feel like a vibrational pull, if you feel like thought comes and you're pulled into thought, there's a feeling with thought, it would just boom, pop back in. We bring our mantra back and then we pop back into space again. And we have this dance. This is our beautiful dance of the experience of transcendence, is learning to play the game of training our mind and body to focus on mantra. And as we focus on mantra effortlessly, gently, relaxively, as we focus on mantra and the mantra, we start to learn to delve into these states of deep relaxation, of transcendence. And we start to balance this to the point where you can just access it effortlessly. You sit down, do your meditation, off you go. So we use mantra, we use a mantra, and as we use our mantra, we're using specific mantras. So all of our mantras, they're all equal in resonance, they're all equal in vibration, and they're all equal in their ability to help you transcend. No one is better than the other. The idea with the mantras is for you to choose and you to select and you to gravitate towards one that fits your vibration, that fits your mood, that fits who you are. Now, by having this resonance that you're communicating with, having this resonance that you're saying in your mind, quietly in your mind. So you're just saying it in your mind. The vibration of that is the vibration of which brings deep relaxation. This is why mantras are so powerful. So when we're saying a mantra, we're just saying at the state, oh no. We're saying a mantra, oh no, oh no. The idea here is as we keep saying this, we're accessing this realm of starving the default mode network. So every time your thought comes and you start thinking, and then you bring that thought back to mantra, you're training your central nervous system. You're training your neurology, not only to relax, but you're training it to get good at separating from thought, to understanding that, oh, I'm thinking now. I'm thinking without judgment. I don't judge the thought. I don't place judgments on the thought. I'm not feeling around the thought, yet there's thought. And then every time we bring that back to the mantra, we're slowly strengthening our system to be able to keep accessing these states of transcendence. Holler in the chat if that makes sense. Holler in the chat if that makes sense so far. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So the idea is we want to go on a journey, right? We want to go on a journey. And yeah, if you jump into any of the sessions that we're running, we want to go on a journey of keep training our system, of improving our system to get good at transcendence. This is why we do group work. With our group work, you can jump into them. And as we're doing it as a group, we're actually able to access deeper states. It's beautiful. We've got accountability. We've got mirror neurons firing off. We've got this beautiful connection going as we get. So make sure you keep an eye out. Just jump onto YouTube, hit the bell button so you can get these notifications so you can come hang out with us when we do run them. Alrighty. What happens now as we start to access these states of relaxation? So as you start to access these states of transcendence, as you start to access you're beyond just this meditative, relaxive state, what's really going on, right? So what happens is we start to notice we have less thinking. So you might start saying your mantra, and you're saying your mantra like a breathe in, oh no, breathe out, oh no, breathe in, oh no. And you're just saying your mantra consistently. But then all of a sudden we notice that there's less thought, that we're pulling towards less thought. Each time, each minute, each 10-minute block, whatever block that is, you're feeling for you, the thought is becoming less. Also noticing that there's no emotional reactivity to that thought. I'll give you an example. So sometimes, when I'm doing my meditation, I'm sitting there and I'm relaxing, and you hear a car go by. Man, you're in transcendence, you've popped, it's just awareness. You might even hear that car, like I might hear that car, but there's no pull towards it. There's no like, oh, I need a shutter door, or I need, oh, where is that car? What's that car doing? There's no thought that becomes beyond that. The idea is we don't get pulled there. This is that space where we're accessing transcendence, right? Yet, if let's say my baby cries or my child cries, like there's something happening there, I can feel my body get pulled. I can feel the urge to go, oh, do I need to get up now? Oh, is mum there? Holler if that makes sense. So there's a difference between the thought and then the emotional reaction to the thought. And this is now why the mantra is so powerful. The mantra is so powerful because the mantra doesn't have meaning, because there is no meaning to that mantra, then we're not driving ourselves to thought. Let's say, for example, I meditated on the word flower, and I just sat there saying flower, flower. Yes, you can relax, you can go very deep, this relaxation. Now, if I'm sitting there and I'm saying flower, and then I keep getting the visual of that flower, what happens is I'm continually activating this default mode in my mind. We don't want to activate that. We want to calm that. We want to relax that. We want to starve that. So then we can go beyond it to the transcendence. That is the power of these mantras, is because there's no meaning to them. There's no mental thought process you can go off on the back of these words, which is phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. Just say it. Just saying. I can't wait for you to experience this. I'm very excited to be able to experience this with you. So as we go through, there's no emotional attachment, right? You've got their mental clarity. So a lot of people come out of this session and they sit there in silence. They just sit there for a few minutes. They're just sitting there in this pure bliss, this pure bliss. This is that mental clarity. For some people, it might last 5 minutes, 2 minutes. For some people, it might last 4 hours. For you, as you go on your journey, you find your access of space, hence doing this in the morning, at lunch, doing this in the evenings before bed, at least, at least an hour before bed, you can access these states of pure mental clarity. Now, one last thing before we start to look at these mantras and we dig into these mantras. Are we ready? Are we excited? Just put it in the chat. Are we excited? Are we ready to go? What are a couple of benefits that you can get from being able to utilize a mantra and be able to utilize transcendence? Number one is you could look the act of biological aging. Big fan of sleep. For anyone who's been through manifestation trainings and our other trainings and our certifications, sleep is a huge component, if not one of the biggest components of living a healthy, happy, vibrant, loving life. With meditation and especially transcendence, with the benefits, we can draw a lot of those benefits just from doing this experience. So, for example, one would be our biological age. We can increase our biological age by upwards of 5 to 10 years, even 12 years, couple that with sleep. So you can actually start to live longer. You can start to, and it's not about just living longer, it's about feeling healthier, having more mental clarity throughout life just from doing this process. Sleep being hugely important, we can improve our deep sleep drastically. So just by meditating and doing this session once a day, just a 20-minute session a day, we can improve our deep sleep. Our deep sleep is where we heal our mind. This is where we start to store our long-term memories. So we can access better states of sleep to improve the quality of our life. The other one is our stress hormones. So as we're going through life and we're just stressing, I have to admit, like we live in a beautiful world at the moment with all this chaos, with all what's happening, transitioning, huge transition period at the moment for humanity. As we're going through this process, you can decrease these stress hormones up towards 40% decrease in stress hormones. Couple this with good quality sleep, 8 hours a night of sleep, good quality sleep with the 8 hours, you can really start to impact your ability for your vessel to be healthy, to be happy, to create the best decisions you can. We can reset our nervous system. It helps with our heart rate variability, especially coupled with how we do it with this brain-heart coherence. One of the big ones for our high achievers, just type high achiever in the chat. Type high achiever chat. If you are a high achiever and you're here because it's like, cool, I've got the spiritual side of it. I want that, but I also want to be able to do more. I'm a parent. I'm in a relationship. I may have a business. I may be in a career. I may be in a career plus starting a business. If you're a high achiever, even sports, where you're pushing the bar of this vessel, so we're talking our mind vessel, we're talking our body vessel, this can improve our actual productivity by upwards of 40%. So just think our ability to make a decision every day can improve drastically. Now, the big one is then the field of coherence. This is where the big jump happens. So when we start to look at manifestation, as we're living, we're always connecting with the field. We're connecting with this field of infinite potential. Through this is where we manifest the life we live. So we've done all we've done. We've always done it the same way, shifted a little bit, but we've done life with who we are, who we've always been. We're always putting that energy into the field. That's always drawing out the energy that's being received from there. What transcendence does is it cleans the vessel, mental, emotional, the spiritual body. It clears this vessel so then we can put in the best, the most profound, the strongest, the best vibration into this field so we can start drawing out the manifestations we want. So when we start to look at manifestation, from a manifestation point of view, and type manifest if you're into manifestation, type manifest in the chat. If you're into manifestation, the beautiful thing is by doing transcendence, we can really catapult our ability to manifest the things we want. I'm even going to say this is the first step in being able to manifest, making sure we're taking care of this central nervous system, taking care of our neurology. That way we can really project out that which we want with the greatest strength, the greatest vibration that we can have. So as we go on this journey, what we're doing here is we're starting with manifestation. Oh, sorry, we're starting with transcendence. already jumping the gun. We're starting with transcendence. We're starting with training our body to go through this journey. So in a moment, we'll go through our mantras. Right now, we'll go through our mantras in a moment. And as we go through our mantras, you pick your mantra. You practice your mantra daily. You do your 20-minute session. We've got videos here that you can jump on. You can do it with us if you want to hang out. Give me a yes in the chat Just say hang out. If you want to hang out, yes, or hang out. If you want to just be able to hang out, mate, you can hang out as much as you like, but more than enough videos now on YouTube where you could just keep jumping in and meditate with myself. I love meditate. I love doing this. It's the greatest thing. So you can either do it here or do it by yourself. Totally cool. It's up to you. If you do know any friends as well, just say before we jump into the mantras, if you do know any friends, family that you would love to share this with, this free experience, please feel free to share this link with them. Just hit the share button in the link on YouTube. Just share this with them. Let them come through. We would love more than anything just to be able to have people come through. There's also a link in the description. There'll be a link in the description where you want to go through this. You can then go your initiation. You can get a certificate to be able to say you're initiated into the quantum transcendence experience, which we would love to see you initiated into this and going through that. So there'll be a link there as well. All right, let's go through this. So let's have a look at some mantras. So when we have a look at our mantras, we have 7 mantras. Now, our 7 mantras are designed to specifically have the vibration of transcendence, have the vibration of no meaning, of no thought, but have the vibration of helping a person truly tap into their essence. Our mantras, so we've got our first mantra is Luma. And what I'm going to say is as we go through and you're saying these words and as you're saying them in your mind, practice saying them in your mind. As we go through these words, I invite you to find the one that resonates with you most. And then once you find it, pop it in the chat. So once you find it, pop it in the chat. Love being here. Love having you here as well. Big love to you. So the first one is Loma, and it's pronounced Loma. Loma. Now I'm going to do a caveat here, right? When we're saying Loma, we're not meditating. We're not saying Loma. So we're not putting a tone to it. We're not putting a vibrational rhythm like music to it, because that's also going to activate the default mode. We're just saying Loma. Loma. So Loma is the first one. Second one is Yona. It's not Yona. It's Yona. We're starving the default mode. We're not trying to activate it. So Yona, Yona. The third one is Heyra, and it's pronounced Hey-Ra. So Heyra, Heyra, Heyra. The fourth is Raya, Ra. So R-A-H, Ra, Ya, Raya, Raya. Then we've got Hala, Hala, Hala. Again, we're not Hala. We're not singing it in our mind. We're not prolonging the syllables. We're just Hala, Hala. And then we've got Ona, Na. Sorry, Ona, Ona. And then the last one is Soma, Soma, Soma. So just pop it in the chat. Already pop it in the chat. I love it. Pop it in the chat. What's the one that resonates with you most? So you've got Luma, Yona, Hera. After Hera, you've got Raya, Hala, Ona, and then Soma. Which one resonates with you most? So we're looking for one. Now the idea here is once you pick one, once you pick the one you want, once you pick the one that vibrates with you now, you want to stick with that one. You don't want to keep changing it every day. You don't want to do Yona today and then Loma tomorrow. The idea is as you pick this mantra and you stick with this mantra, every time you say this mantra, you're training your mind and body neurologically that when you say this word, it's time to relax it. It's time to relax. It's time to transcend. And as you go through this journey, you're deepening your ability to access transcendence just from using the same word. So again, you don't want to be waking up tomorrow and being like, oh, you know what? I want to use that today. And then I want to use honor. You find the one that resonates with you most. You pick the one that resonates with you most, and you use that one every day. You use that for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, depending on how deep you want to go on this transcendence journey. You use it for as long as you like, as long as you can. Alrighty, fam. So I got our mantras one more time. Just pop your mantra in the chat. Pop your mantra in the chat. Pop it in the chat. Nice one. Beautiful. Good to see them. Good to see them. All right, so now let's go through the process. So we've got our mantra. We understand the mantra, it's an effortless word that we say with a vibrational frequency, and that vibrational frequency is there to quieten the default mode in the mind. There's other benefits as well. It's starving thought in the mind. And from starving thought, we can start to access these states of transcendence. So let's have a look at what can we expect, what's a process, and we'll go through and do our session together. So what can we expect, right? What can we expect? Firstly, as you're saying your mantra, so you start, so for, what we do is we brain heart coherence first, explain that in a second. Then we start saying our mantra, and let's say it's honor. We start saying honor. Let's say it's what's another one that we could say? Let's go yona. So we're saying our mantra over in our mind. What happens is the first point of the body and the brain is to relax. So the first pathway we're going through is accessing states of relaxation. So this is where we might feel vibration in the body. So you might feel vibration in your hands and your arms. If you have meditated before, let me know in the chat saying I've meditated. And then let me know when you're relaxing, where do you feel that vibration? Or where do you feel that sensation in your body? Is it legs? Is it your chest, your heart, feet? Hands? Is it your head? Is it across your frontal lobe? And you start to, your body will start to feel warm. There'll start to be some form of sensation. And then we start to access this state where there's an expansion in the mind. And as we're continually just saying our mantra over and over, there's this beautiful expansion and this opening in our mind, and we're relaxing. And there's a point where thought starts to relax. Thought starts to diminish. Thought isn't as frequent. It's like the mind becomes quiet and still. So if you're a lake and you're below in the ocean, you're above the ocean and you're floating on the surface, it's quite chaotic. But there's a moment where you just pop below that level and you just access stillness. There's like an emotional release of lightness where things that may have bothered you in the past, they don't bother you as much anymore, or they're not even present. You're not even aware of them. This is that beautiful state of accessing relaxation. Now, what happens is then we get to a point where this expansion happens. There's deep rest, there's deep peace. There's just, I'm okay. I'm good. And it's neutral. It's like your central nervous system lets go of all of the limitations and the fears and the stresses. And in this one moment, it says, I'm okay to just be. I'm okay to be present. This is what we're looking for. So we kind of go through this. We start saying the mantra. We're saying it. We're fully consciously aware we're saying it. It's like honor, honor. And then we're relaxing. And as we're relaxing, the body starts to quieten. And as the body quietens, we start to say the mantra less. And this is now the journey. We're starting to say the mantra less. So honor, and then a nice pause. Honor. And in that pause, thought isn't coming. Thought isn't jumping in and out. It's just presence, right? There's presence. We're starting to tap into transcendence in between each time we say it. But then there's a moment where thought comes, and we don't judge the thought, but thought comes, and we're like, oh, what I'm thinking. So I'm now aware thinking, and I pull it back and I say my mantra. And that happens a couple of times. As depending on you, everyone's different, but it happens a couple of times. But then all of a sudden, there's a point where that mantra becomes so still, you're not even saying the mantra anymore. And this is now the dance. We're now entering transcendence. So we're sitting there, and we're not even saying the mantra. And then all of a sudden, you go through this period of it's just silence in the mind, pure awareness in the mind. And then a thought comes, and we jump out of that. A thought comes, we're pulled out of that, back to thought. And then we notice we're thinking, but then you go, hold up, I wasn't even saying my mantra. That is transcendence. And then you catch the thought, we don't judge the thought, and we start saying our mantra again. Some people might get excited. They're, man, I'm feeling this. I'm in it. Still the mode. That's still default mode thinking. Yeah, wow, that gets cool. Cool. Bring that thought back. Say your mantra. Yona. Yona. And all of a sudden, you start saying Yona again. And then all of a sudden, it's quicker this time, but the gap between Yonas expands again. And you're starting to feel your breath quietens. And as your breath quietens and you're saying Yona, you're just entering this deep, nice relaxation again. Boom, pop back into transcendence. And then you just stop saying Yona. And you just activated this beautiful space of transcendence again. And this is then the dance of dancing in and out of this for our 20-minute session. Some people can pop into the transcendence within a couple of minutes, 3, 5 minutes. Some it takes 9, 10, some takes 15. Some you might just get it towards the end of the 20 minutes. It's totally fine. You're doing great. You're doing perfect. Just keep at it. The more you practice, the better your neurology gets at accessing these states. And the better it gets, the quicker you get. And then over time, like a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you get to the point where you can just start dropping in and out of transcendence as you like. Alrighty, so what's the process? We ready for the process? Give me some yeses in the chat. We ready for the process? So how we do this, the process for us with our quantum meditation model is we do 2 steps. First step is we do brain-heart coherence. Brain-heart coherence is where we do 2 to 3 minutes of breathing, and that aligns the mind and the resonance, the frequency of the mind, the vibration of the mind with our heart. So we do 2, 3 minutes. We just do hand on heart. So you can put 2 hands on heart like this. You could put just your finger on your heart, just your heart center right here. And what we're doing is we're bringing our attention and our awareness from our mind to our heart. We breathe in the nose for 4 seconds, and we slowly breathe out the mouth for 6 seconds. This is training the system to relax. This is one of the fastest ways to relax our central nervous system. So we're sitting there, right? You can sit there however you like. So you can sit there with your legs crossed. You can have your legs on the ground. You can have your back supported. You can sit against a wall, a chair, or you could just sit there straight up as well, however you like. Again, hands down on the lap. You can have your hands up. You can have your hands cupped. Whatever's most comfortable for you. What I would say, however, is I would suggest not laying down. As we access these states of transcendence, this is deep relaxation. When we pop below transcendence and we start entering sleep, this is where we don't want to. So as we're going through this heart coherence, as we're going through our mantra, as we're going through this process, just be aware that if you start to, if your head nods, or if you're laying down and you're clocked out, you're falling asleep, try sitting up next time. Sitting up, we want to be consciously awake, aware, whilst also in deep relaxation. Right, so we do brain-heart coherence for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, we then do 20 minutes of just saying our mantra. We just sit there, we speak our mantra, we say our mantra. It's Yona, Yona. And then for 20 minutes in silence, we don't have music. Again, most music, unless you're using some form of sound bed, most music is going to activate the default mode, which we can get really deep states of relaxation there, although we're after transcendence here. So we don't have music, it'll just be in silence. We'll sit here together in a moment. So we just sit here in silence. And then after the 3 minutes, you start saying your mantra. And then we'll go for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is all you need. Just 20 minutes once a day. If you could do twice a day, amazing. Do twice a day. But once a day, just 20 minutes saying your mantra, Yona, Yona. All right, are we ready? Give me some in the chat if we're ready. Are we ready? So we start with brain heart coherence. We'll do breathing in the nose for 4 seconds, out for 6. This will be at your pace. Just breathe slowly, calmly, whilst placing your attention, your awareness on your heart. After we do that, I'll then cue you to start saying your mantra, and then we'll just sit here in silence together for 20 minutes, saying our mantra. Thought comes, bring it back to mantra. One more time, pop your mantra in the chat. One more time, pop your mantra in the chat. Excited to go through this journey with you. Now, if you feel any emotions, if anything comes up that you're not comfortable with, that's totally cool. It can happen. You're safe. You just bring yourself out of your mantra, open your eyes. If you want to, you can journal on it a little bit. What am I willing to release? What would I like to release? Who would I like to be? You can do some journaling on that. Just know that you're safe. You're okay. And if anything does arise, it's there. As we de-stress and as we relax the body, feelings can come through. Though I will say for most people, the mental clarity that you can access, the states of calm, the states of relaxation is a blessing in the sense where how many people just type stressed, just type stressed, just type, oh, I'm willing, I want to let go, I want to relax a little bit. Maybe sleep's not the greatest. Uh, and let me know in the chat, what do you want to feel? What do you look forward to feeling after this session? Just as we go through this, what would you like to feel? Most people are looking for some calm, some peace. Like peace is a great space to be in. Like you can definitely joy, happiness, love, all of that is amazing. But being able to find a sense of peace and accessing a state of peace inside this process is absolutely amazing, absolutely phenomenal. So I look forward to you being able to find these states of peace, being able to find these states of transcendence, deep relaxation. So I invite you, let's do this. Let's do this. Get comfortable. I invite you to get comfortable where you are. Sit in a comfortable space, preferably without noise. It's quiet. And when you're ready, slowly bring your hand to your heart. Close your eyes and place your awareness, your attention on your heart. As you place your attention, your awareness on your heart, I invite you to slowly breathe in the nose for 4 seconds and then out for 6. You can breathe out through your mouth or your nose, but breathing in through the nose for 4 and out for 6. And as you breathe, have your attention, your awareness on your heart. If you notice that your mind wanders from your heart, it's totally cool. Just bring it back. Just tap. Place a little bit of pressure on your heart. And notice when your mind and body drops. When it drops into relaxation, presence. Keeping your attention, your awareness on your heart. And now bring your attention, your awareness to your mantra. Start saying your mantra quietly, softly, gently in your mind. Allow your mantra to take you down to the deep spaces of transcendence. If you need to move just to get 1% more comfortable, it's totally cool. You can do it. And then start saying your mantra over and over. Allow it to take you on the journey of transcendence. I'll see you on the other side. And now slowly come back down into your mind, back down into your body, being aware of your surroundings, feeling your fingers, feeling your toes, wiggle them and jiggle them, feeling awake, feeling alive. And when you're ready, slowly come back down, open your eyes. Let us know in the chat. How do you feel? How do you feel in the chat? How was that experience? Were you able to access that beautiful space of transcendence? Just type the letter T in the chat. If you could access that beautiful space. If you did enjoy this, we'd appreciate it greatly if you could hit subscribe. Always appreciate that. If you could like this video, that's always helpful, always helpful. Yeah, seeing them come through, nice. Beautiful. And if you do know anyone else who would like to get initiated into this, please feel free just to share this, hit share, send it off to them. Would happily, lovingly help as many people as possible to be able to access these states of transcendence. Now that you've been through the process, there'll be a link in the description to be able to go access your certificate of initiation. So welcome fam, welcome. And I will say last one is if anybody is interested in becoming a teacher of the quantum meditation model, meditation teacher, a healer, master coach, feel free to, there'll be a link in the description, or send us a DM on Facebook, email. You could email us at careteam@imacademygroup.com and just type the word quantum teacher, just quantum teacher. Happy to help. Happy to help in any way we can set things up. Outside of that, big love to you. Blessings. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Be well, so calm. Beautiful, 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 beautiful to hear. Last one is if you'd like to join us, just type live in the chat. If you'd like to join us for our sessions where you can do them live, definitely keep an eye out. We run them the same time. They'll be in the banner of our YouTube. So they'll be in the banner the days that we run them. Feel free to jump on. Would love to hang out. The benefits of being able to do this together, to be able to hold the accountability, the mirror neurons, the collective field of being able to meditate together is profound for your journey. So please come hang out, show up for as much as you can. I see him. Big love to you. Be well. All right, fam. I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later. Peace and welcome.